everybody.
Well, hello there.
So tonight I am cooking dinner for Ken. This is the first time that I will be cooking a dinner for him. Usually he's the one that's always like cooking for me. So he is at work right now and he does not know that I am planning this romantic dinner tonight. So I am making spaghetti and meatballs. I have the recipe.
Wait, I'm confused. Why does she need a recipe if she's using jarred sauce?
Right here. And I've got all the ingredients that I need. I just kind of cook the meatballs, just kind of warm them up a little bit because I kind of like it to be a little bit more cooked.
Yeah, because they're frozen, you mean?
I also cooked the little smokies. So a lot of people like meatballs, but like I like little smokies.
Quirky.
Alright, so I'm gonna start.
I thought we were started already, no? Maybe not. She keeps saying let's get to work. But she's like in the midst of it.
It's confusing. And disappointing. I really thought she was better at planning.
And wait till this heats up a little bit. Put a little bit of virgin olive oil. Okay, so I switched burners because I kind of like having the burner, the pot a little closer to the camera so you guys can see.
So you mean it had nothing to do with the smoke? We all saw it. Why are you gaslighting us?
Alright, so I'm going to start with putting this. I'm going to brown these.
You mean you're going to saute them until they're translucent? Stop spreading misinformation. What if I didn't know how to cook? Damn.
I'm really short.
What is this mysterious cookbook that she keeps referencing? She's using sauce from a jar, no? I'm intrigued.
Wait a minute. What happened? Why are we here doing laundry? She sped through all of the so-called cooking and didn't show us the ingredients or steps or techniques or anything. Y'all, we've been duped. This has now turned into a vlog.
I guess now I'm obligated to tell you what she has to say, so here you go.
Ken has been amazing. She wanted to do something special for him to show her appreciation. She was worried that he would only stay out of obligation because she's pregnant, that he'd stay just for the baby. She doesn't want that for him. She wants him to be happy and she wants him to want to be with her. She's been distracted and consumed by all the changes going on in her life, such as her divorce and pregnancy.
Spoiler alert, this video has now turned into a story time.
I'll just let you hear her tell it.
Ken and I met in 2017 after he watched my HBO documentary, and he wrote me a letter and we became friends, and then letters went to phone calls, and then phone calls led to a visit. And on this visit, like we had been talking for about 4 months or so, and I just remember walking into the visitation room and he was wearing the bracelets. I'm sure a lot of you have seen like the black and white bead bracelets.
Wait, I haven't seen these bracelets. Why are they significant? Am I the only one who hasn't seen them? Now I feel left out. Great.
So that was a gift for us. So he had his black and white bead bracelet, and then I had mine that he had brought in for me. Well, he didn't know that he couldn't give it to me because I wasn't allowed to take anything back with me. And so after all these years, he's kept it. And so anyway, getting off course, he shows up at the visit, and like we start talking, and like 37 minutes into the visit.
That's oddly specific, but okay.
We're talking about this TV show we were watching at the time. And I just remember, like, he leaned over and just gave me the most, like, knock your socks off kiss imaginable. Like, this was super romantic. Because, like, I had never been kissed like that. Like, I had kissed people. I had kissed, obviously, one other person before that.
Ma'am, it's probably best that you keep your past exploits and the person who unalived your mother out of your romantic story time, but that's just me.
And, like, never in life had I had a kiss like that. Like, whoa. And so I looked at him and I'm like, I don't think we can kiss like this. And I don't know, we just went with it and we just started kissing again. And then the guard walks by and then sees us and she catches me and she's like, Miss Blanchard, what are you doing in the blue chairs right now? And I'm like, okay. So my visit got interrupted. And then I got, of course, a reprimand. And I go back into the visitation room. And I'm like, I might be in trouble. And he's like, I'm so sorry. And then they just decided to just terminate the visit. I got a write-up for it. And he got banned for 6 months. And so after that happened, we just continued writing letters and phone calls. And we became like officially a couple. Until he could come back and visit me again. And he came back and we had a much better visit this time around. Stood by the rules. We learned our lesson. And then we dated for 2 years. And he would keep coming to visit me while I was in Chillicothe. And we got engaged. And we kept deliberating. Do we want to get married in prison? Yes, no. We thought about a January wedding. And I mean, ultimately, it was just kind of decided that I didn't want to rob him of a real wedding. He didn't want to rob me of a real wedding. And so we called off the engagement. We called off the wedding, but we didn't call off the engagement. And this was right around the time that the act had came out. A lot was going on around that time, a lot of stress. Stress is really hard on a relationship. So, some things occurred that opinions got to him. And ultimately, he felt the best thing to do would be to let me live my life outside of the relationship. It was not what I wanted. It was not what he wanted. But there were so many opinions telling him, if you love her, let her go. I wish he would have talked to me about it before he ended the relationship, because I would have told him how much he meant to me, and how much like light and joy he brought to my life. And losing him was so hard. And I felt like I lost my best friend. I did lose my best friend. And it's like, for 2 years, this person and I were communicating. I would tell Ken my deepest, darkest secrets.
Oh God, I hope not. Anyway, let's continue.
And we just got each other like twins. I never had to explain anything to him. He knew where I was coming from. And I knew where he was coming from. And I always had a way of, when he was upset, I could word things in a way to calm him, in a way that it might change his perception of the situation going on, to where he would be calm about it. And then he had that same effect on me. And so, you know, losing that was incredibly painful. And I went on to be in a relationship with Ryan. He went on to be in a relationship. And, you know, it's one of those things that you always look back, like when you're, even when you're with someone, it's not fitting. It's like trying to force a puzzle piece that doesn't go, because you already met your puzzle piece and it fits so perfectly without effort. And so that's how I felt with my relationship with Ryan. Yeah, I was happy, but I could have been happier.
But this was your husband. You know, till death do you part? I guess not. You know what they say. The grass is always greener.
So, I mean, feeling that way day in and day out, lying next to someone, feeling like you're missing out, or you're not where you're not where you belong. I couldn't live with that. So, you know, I made the decision to get a divorce, and, you know, it just so happened that Ken's relationship didn't work out either. And so that led us to reconnect.
So she was heartbroken and in pain the whole time that she and Ken were not together, and now she doesn't ever want to take him for granted now that they have this opportunity because they were robbed of a real relationship. She loves him so much. They've been through a lot, both together and apart, and it's such a blessing to find the person you're meant to be with. If she could, she'd go back and change the timing and wait until after she was divorced, but she's a fool in love. She doesn't want a moment to go by where Ken may wonder if she loves him. Now that they have an opportunity at a real shot at a relationship, it is something to treasure and something to hold on to. She cannot express how happy he makes her. She's overwhelmed with emotion because they're having a baby, and that is such a blessing. She's blessed to have a family who loves her, to have a second chance, and to be starting her own family with the man who she truly loves and is back in her life.
All right, I'm done. I'm sorry, I just went on a whole tangent. Okay, so it's just about 9 o'clock, and Ken should be getting off of work any moment now. So let's set the tone.
Why am I creeped out right now?
Y'all, we went from a cooking video to a vlog to a story time, and now we're about to get a food review.
Okay, so I just got home from work, and Gyps surprised me with her famous spaghetti here.
How is it famous? Isn't this the first time she made it? This video is so confusing.
It's the first time she's ever cooked for me, so I'm excited to try her cooking. It's really hot, though. It's very good.
Well, what did you expect? There might be serious consequences if he doesn't like it, you know?
Oh, look, now we get some bloopers. Gypsy shows us how she almost started a fire. Love a transparent queen.
The tomato paste, the diced tomatoes with green chilies, all my spices. So I've got all my kitchen set up. Get to work. I'm gonna wait till this heats up a little bit. Put a little bit of virgin olive oil. Oh god. It's the same one that caught on fire.
It's probably not the best course of action to blow on what you think is a fire.
I'm gonna die if this thing catches on fire. I'm gonna go to the opposite burner. I'm not gonna lie, Ken set the kitchen on fire a few days ago. So I'm really terrified of doing that same thing.
Fire safety tips would definitely be a good idea at this point.
It's gonna be like you're never cooking in my kitchen again. It's fine. I just need a new stove. Okay, this way. See how this turns out.
Fans of Gypsy, I implore you to send her some fire prevention and safety tips before her next cooking endeavor.